San Francisco 49ers, getting a lot of heat right now, just because of some of the moves, the cuts they're making. Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, Leonard Floyd, Javon Hargrave, Malik Collins, right? Dre Greenlaw, now in Denver. Travarius Ward, he's gone. Aaron Banks, Jalen Moore is now in Kansas City Chiefs. Elijah Mitchell, Josh Dobbs. Like, a lot of goodbyes and not a lot of hellos there. And it just makes you wonder we're giving Cincinnati a lot of criticism here. What about the San Francisco 49ers? What do you think the philosophy here is for John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, like when I first heard and saw all the news being made, I was very surprised. And then I put on my little analyst cap, did a little research, did a little film study. All those guys are great. Like I personally, the two that you are going to miss, in my opinion, really one is a lock, Dre Greenlaw. I do think Dre Greenlaw, heartbeat of that defense. I think they will miss that. I just don't think they were comfortable with him coming off of injury and paying him $36 million like the Denver Broncos. All the other guys, I'm good. Like eventually, like Hufanga, for instance, I think he's a great safety coming off injury. Dre Greenlaw coming off injury. Elijah Mitchell, great, coming off injury. Okay, Josh Dobbs doesn't move the needle for me. Aaron Banks, good player. $77 million good? Nope. Move on. You can't afford it, okay? Jalen Moore never really developed like he should. I think it's a little bit of an overpay for the Kansas City Chiefs. So when I look at this, and Charvarius Ward, good player. We all know he needed a fresh start. We all knew that wasn't going to work out in San Fran. So I get that. Eventually, there has to be a way to try and extend the Super Bowl window. And people are going to look at these names and say, oh, what's happening? They can't pay everyone. And eventually you have to trust some of your draft picks and trust some of your younger players to step up. Look at the Rams. Look what the Rams did the year after they lost the Super Bowl. It was F them picks, right? Or the year after they won the Super Bowl, right?
I was going to say they won that one.
Yeah, they won it. But then, so didn't make the playoffs. And then the next 2 years with a very young defensive core, no one knew what was going to happen, right?
They weren't supposed to be that good.
They weren't supposed to be there. And now it's all of a sudden Rams have the best young roster, and it's 2 years. I just think you sort of have to trust the process with Kyle Shanahan, with John Lynch. And, the big X factor for all these moves is, how will Brock Purdy play with the lesser talented offense? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and this is going to be a quarterback that's looking for a new contract, as we know. The negotiations have started. They've discussed numbers. And, the sense I'm getting from the entire situation, I feel like at one point when we talked about this, I thought it would be smoother. I thought we would have an answer pretty quickly, which, again, silly me. I always just think that because I think sometimes I look like the personality of the player. I'm like, oh, Brock looks so nice. He's not going to be a hard negotiator. He's just going to be like, I want to play football. But we both know that that's not how it works. This is business.
What's making the situation so much different than maybe they thought?
Well, because it's the saying that we always talk about on the show, which is the market is what the market is. And so, we've had conversations before, especially when Brock was playing well, is he going to top Dak Prescott, right? Is he going to ask for $60 million? He's going to ask for more than $60 million. You have to wonder.
Josh Allen just took 55. Brock Purdy should not like that. Probably hurt Purdy, correct?
Yeah, I think John Lynch sent a check over to Josh. Was like, thank you. I will give you. I will pay for your wedding.
I'll give you that extra $5 million you were saying you didn't.
Yeah,
take.
Exactly. Here. I just think that there has to be a moment that both sides go, okay, yes, the market is what the market is, but this is still the last pick in the draft. This isn't Trevor Lawrence. This isn't, top of the draft type player. We need to kind of all come back down to earth and have a discussion and a little bit of give and just get to a fair number that makes sense. Not just from a standpoint of a salary for Brock, but a salary that isn't going to upcharge the San Francisco 49ers so then they can't get the pieces around him, right? Because then you don't want to be the Bengals and you're spending all this money and then you can't build on the defense. Josh Allen took 55 because he wants the rest of the roster to be good, right? He wants to just give a little bit. And, geez, you can speak on this better than I can. I understand getting as much money as you possibly can. Peyton Manning was the king of it, right? He never took a discount. But there are ways you can make money as a quarterback. You don't need to make top of the market money in order for you to live a good life. You can
look,
especially
$55
look
million.
where San Francisco's located, right? Yeah. There's like top investors, Silicon Valley. There's so much out there.
He's got a lot of marketing stuff. Look, I think that look, Brock has some leverage. Don't know if he has all the leverage. I think the 49ers have a lot of the leverage. And look, he's under contract next year, $5 million. The following year, they could franchise tag him for $41 million. The following year after that, they could double franchise tag him at $51 million. So a 3-year compensation of $97 million. So they technically, Dianna, they have his rights for the next 3 years. And at $97 million, that's a bargain. You could also say, hey, San Fran, are we sure if Brock's going to ask for top of the money, we don't want to pay it? Let's just have his rights for 3 years and spend 3 years trying to find the franchise quarterback again, right? Ultimately, I think they do want to get it done because I think the play on the field, top 12, top 10 type guy, right? But I don't know if he had as much leverage as he once would after the season he had last year.
I think that the San Francisco 49ers are in a position where they can be patient. They just probably don't want to be, right? They want to get this going and get this done with so they can continue to build and avoid what we saw last year, which was distractions and conversations. All we talked about all year long were the contracts of Brandon Ayuk, contract of Trent Williams. So I think for this chapter for the 49ers, they want to turn the page here and get back to being the team that we've been talking about for years before this past season, which was contenders that have an opportunity to win when they were once on a young, cheap rookie contract that now is going to obviously change the way they do business. Thanks for tuning into Scoop City. If you want to hear more, make sure you like and subscribe. We drop our new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.